The episode opens with Daffy and Bugs watching a game show on TV, and shows us Daffy is unable to answer the simplest of questions.
How many sides are on a triangle?
8! No, 4! No, 8!
3.
Feeling defeated that his outrageous answers didn't work, and seeing that that man won $1 million, he furiously turns off the TV and starts complaining about how he never wins at anything. He then tells Bugs that he should go on a TV show. Now, I would object to this if I were Bugs, but since I'm not, and this happens more often than you think, it's best to just let this play out as it is. If anything, karma will catch him in the long run anyways. Former President Trump then tells us that there's a new game show out there called Besties. Daffy then gets the brilliant idea that he and Bugs should go on the show, saying that they're best friends. Bugs, failing to find an argument and just wanting to see where this goes, agrees with Daffy, and just as he further cements how everything will fall apart by the end of the episode, failing to pronounce Bugs' last name as we cut to the intro.
This is me. I think it's apparent that I need to rethink my life a little bit.
Daffy then barges in, saying he got them on the next episode. When asked how, he replies,
There are some things you shouldn't know about me, but you better know everything else.
Do what you will with that. Bugs tries asking questions on Daffy, only to find the same result that we've already established in the intro. At least Daffy actually doesn't try to answer this time because he knows how bad he is at this. Bugs, seeming no redeeming qualities whatsoever in Daffy, honestly I'd probably be the same, immediately quits, on top of already knowing everything about Daffy. Desperate, Daffy resorts to begging, expressing that this is his one shot, and if he blows it, he blows it, resorting to a narcissist's worst nightmare.
Even if it means focusing on someone other than yourself for more than 2 minutes? That sounds awful. But I'll do it.
Bugs finds that Daffy can't even function a second without him just talking about himself. And surprisingly, this leads to Bugs revealing that he's Super Rabbit.
Did I say New York? I meant the planet Krypton.
We'll travel far, my little Bugs, but we will never leave you.
You're from the planet Krypton? I can't believe I hitched my wagon to you. You have a wagon?
Yeah, they're gonna lose this thing for sure. Ronald Reagan reveals himself to be the guest host of Jeopardy today as he's hosting the show. And they waste no time with the British gag of two polite gentlemen arguing over something stupid.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry, after you. Oh, no, after you. No, after you, I insist. I insist more. I have an idea. My idea is that we both speak simultaneously. Wonderful idea. Hello.
Not my reaction, but pretty close. Wacko Warner gives the first question to Seinfeld and Co., resulting in a pie to the face. The charmed British individuals then go on and give the most ridiculous answer ever and somehow succeed.
I would have to say pureed butternut squash in a balsamic reduction with just a hint of clover.
That's correct!
Man, that would be awesome if game shows work like that nowadays. Bugs is given the question of asking Daffy's middle name, to which he answers correctly. But Daffy just has to mess it up by saying his name is something completely random.
Armando?
My thoughts exactly. Realizing that teamwork makes the dream work, Bugs comes up with an S-tier strategy for Daffy.
In the next round, whatever you're about to say the opposite. That's a great idea. I mean, that's a horrible idea.
And surprisingly, it actually works.
My gut says chocolate milk, but I'm gonna go with Australia. Correct!
And finally, the last question is asked.
What is your best friend's catchphrase?
If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. No, it's laugh and the world laughs with you.
That's not a catchphrase, that's a quote. Yeah, give it to them. It all comes down now to Daffy. But I guess when in doubt, quote Garfield. And see where that gets you.
I don't do Mondays.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were looking for... What's up, Doc?
This results in them getting launched into the ceiling. Okay, someone call their lawyers and arrest this man. After Daffy explains how stupid his catchphrase is, Bugs then drives them home and says their friendship is stupid.
What cost us the game was going on a game show about best friends when it's obvious that we're not. Why? Because I don't know anything about you? Because I never ask any questions or show any interest in you? Because I take you for granted? Because if it is, that's awfully petty of you.
Bugs decides that he's no longer going to put up with these foolish antics that Daffy puts him in, and instead leaves him outside in the car. Or more like he scolds him and Daffy just spends the whole night in the car because he's too lazy to do anything for himself. After insulting Speedy again, probably by accident, but I don't care at this point, Speedy then pretty much becomes his therapist and tries to reason with Daffy.
You know, you'd think you show Senor Bunny a little more respect, considering he lets you live here. I don't live here. I'm just crashing here until I get back on my feet. FYI, when you crash somewhere for 5 years, you live there, right? You're not a best friend. You're a terrible friend.
Can I now have Speedy for a therapist? He seems to know what he's talking about. Speedy then tells Daffy that he needs to try harder in order to be considered a best friend to Bugs. What happens next is what I can only describe to as Daffy being physically declared insane.
I'm dying! I'm going to be the best friend that any best friend has ever had! Uh-oh.
Off-screen, Daffy gives Bugs the cruise that he wanted from the game show, and starts bending head over backwards trying to please him.
Carrot! I know they're your favorite!
They then attend dinner where Daffy decides to make an important toast.
A rat once told me that friendship takes a lot of effort, and best friendship takes a whole lot more. It means waiting on your best friend, hand and foot, buying their affection, robotically memorizing every trivial little fact about them.
Realizing that this is painting a bad light on Bugs, he stops Daffy and immediately starts laying down some hard truths.
Daffy, I know I said you weren't my best friend, but after these past few days, seeing all the effort you've put in, I have to say, you gotta stop trying. What? It's not your thing. Daffy, you're a mean-spirited, self-absorbed, disturbed little weirdo. But for whatever reason, you're my best friend.
When the cruise finally ends, Daffy reveals that he knows Bugs' credit card number. And after accidentally revealing a portion of it to a large group of people, Bugs immediately silences him and walks away as the credits roll. So remember, kids, the best way to keep your best friends is to reveal important information about them, be rude to anyone who bothers to talk to them and or you, disregard everyone's health and safety for your own personal gain, and become a crazy person in the name of friendship. And that's why Daffy Duck is insane.
I can't believe I hitched my wagon to you. You have a wagon?
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, 'cause you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!